I called her my home. Not just the walls of comfort, but the wind that kissed the curtains. The morning light that slid across the floor. The silence in which I found peace. She was the sound of my name, when spoken gently through the dusk. She was the doorway I opened to love, and the roof I trusted in my storms. Her arms were the walls I leaned against when the world became too loud. Her smile, a window where the sun lived. She wasn't just someone I loved. She was the air I breathed, the fire I prayed beside, the water that carved beauty through my soul, the earth beneath my reckless feet. I called her my home, because she was where I ended, where I began, and everything in between. But homes should not walk away. Homes should not choose to forget the warmth they once gave. Homes should not leave you cold. I remember the scent of jasmine in her hair, the way her silence knew my secrets, the softness in her anger, the ocean in her sorrow. There were evenings when I sat beside her and said nothing, because her eyes had already heard all my stories. And there were mornings when she touched my shoulder and pulled my storms back into calm. My palace had gold. My heart had her. My garden had roses. But her voice was the only fragrance I needed. She told me once, "Don't love me like a king loves a throne. Love me like a desert loves its only drop of rain." And I did. Oh, I did. But even rain dries. Even the stars fall. Even the moon turns its face. She left. Not in screams. Not in fury. But in quiet. A quiet that echoed louder than any war I've known. She left behind her perfume, her laughter in the corners, and the way she used to say my name, like it was something holy. She left. And with her, she took the sun. Now every morning feels like a sky that forgot how to glow. I walk the halls of my palace, but every step is hollow. I speak to mirrors, hoping to hear her voice. I wear my robe, my crown, my pride, but none of them fit anymore. None of them feel royal. In the absence of her gaze, even my horses feel slower. Even my falcons fly lower. Even the wind seems unsure which way to blow. Without her, I once wrote her poems on the backs of leaves, letting the desert winds deliver them to wherever her soul wandered. I wrote verses on the sand with my fingers, knowing the tide would erase them, but hoping the moon would read them first. I called her my home, but now I sleep under skies that offer no shelter. I drink from golden cups that taste like loneliness. She was never just a guest. She was never just a passing chapter. She was the author, the ink, the page. And now I am a book left unfinished. I still set her place at the table. I still imagine her in the crowd. I still keep her scarf folded in my drawer, like a map to a place I can never return. The palace echoes now, not with laughter, but with memories clawing at the marble. I called her my home, but she left me homeless. And what is a man who has no home? He is not a prince. He is not a poet. He is a storm, chasing shadows in the wind. I built my world around her, not with bricks or stone, but with faith, with poems, with the rhythm of breath that whispered her name in everything I touched. She was not just a part of my world. She was the world. She was not a guest in my life. She was the furniture. The walls. The fire in the hearth. The scent on the bed sheets. I called her my home. Because home is where your soul rests. And mine rested inside her eyes. But now, my heart is a hallway filled with closed doors. Every memory is a locked room. And I lost the key the day she left. She didn't just leave. She unbecame everything she promised to be. She left the lights on. But took the warmth. She left the silence. But took the peace. Now my laughter echoes back to me. Like a stranger's voice in an empty room. The walls miss her laughter. The pillows miss her shape. The mirror misses her brushing her hair. And smiling at me from across the silence. The night now falls heavy. Not like a curtain. But like grief. Every hour past midnight. Feels like footsteps that never reach the door. She took the doormat with her, too. No one arrives anymore. I keep hearing her voice. In the creaks of the old staircase. In the wind rustling the curtains. In the kettle boiling on the stove. But it's just the house. Learning how to lie. Even the flowers on the windowsill have turned their faces away. They bloom. But they bloom without meaning now. They don't recognize this place. Without her. I asked the moon last night. Do you still shine where she sleeps? And the moon turned pale. Even it couldn't answer. Even it couldn't follow her light. I used to dream of growing old with her. In that house built of memories. Where the wrinkles on our faces would be reminders of love, not loss. But now I dream of nothing. Or worse. I dream of her standing in the doorway. And every time I run to hold her, she fades like fog in my arms. Tell me. How do you clean a house? Of someone's soul? How do you remove the feeling of her being everywhere when she is nowhere? I lit incense in every corner. I aired the rooms. I changed the sheets. But the house still breathes her name. While I suffocate in it. This is not a home anymore. It is a shrine. A graveyard for the living. A place where love once lived. And grief took its place. Without knocking. They told me time heals everything. But time has no hands. To fix broken doors of the heart. I am not a man without love. I am a man who once had home. And watched it walk away. With her favorite books. Her silver rings. And my beating heart in her pocket. I called her my home. But she left me. Homeless.